What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I do appreciate everybody for tapping back in. So it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. I've been going through some personal things. I have. Yeah, I've been going through some personal things, and I think I'm gonna share with y'all. Not today, not right now, but I think I'm gonna share with y'all. So I'm glad to be back. I am really glad to be back. Today is my son's birthday. I do appreciate everybody that has wished him a happy birthday. I do appreciate that. We are actually having a party for him, but it's going to be on Friday. Yeah, so we're having a party for him on Friday. So I'm glad to see y'all. Glad to be back. So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I wanted to do and talk about for some minute, but of course, as we know, with me, I became a topic of discussion, right? I became a story. So it kind of took me off. It didn't kind of, it did. It took me off my direction and my focus. So I'm going to get back on track, right? So today I'm going to react to Chez Charde. Her name is Chez Charde. Go check her out. I will leave her information in the description below. But I'm going to react to her video titled "Are Studs Going Their Own Way?" Now, I've been talking about this for a minute. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Let's go.
Anyway, so just to get right into today's topic, y'all, I had a conversation with Dr. Tieson Johnson maybe about 2 months ago or so. I was interviewing him, and somewhere in that conversation, we briefly got on the topic of relationships, and he said that in his research, he was starting to stumble upon different articles or just different research essentially where there was different women coming out who were lesbian or basically having relationships with other women, and they were encountering some of the same complaints that men have been having for some time now. And so I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to do a little bit of research of my own, like the good scholar that I am. And so this is the topic of today's discussion, and that's kind of how things got started. But before I get into it, I want to first show you the video that basically kickstarted this whole conversation, and then we will get into the deeper topic. So let me play it really quick for you guys if you haven't seen it. It's really short. I did a little just made it into a little short, but it kind of gives you guys some context. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Traditional male role, they're complaining about the same things that men have complained about. So it's interesting to see. Well, what's interesting in regard to that is there have been a couple of articles in the last 6 months that have come out by, I guess, what we might call butch lesbians who are complaining about the same dynamic.
Really?
Yes, they're complaining about the lack of affection. They're complaining about being taken for granted. They're complaining about having to protect and provide in relationships with other women, and they're not being any kind of reciprocation that meets their. It's an interesting dynamic. So even when you have women who are supposedly, replacing men in certain dynamics and acting out what we would call a traditional male role, they're complaining about the same things that men have complained about. So it's interesting to see.
So y'all heard that. You have women, women essentially who are getting into these relationships with other women and encountering the same issues of men. I mean, imagine that, and so again, like I said, this really kind of piqued my interest, and I did a little bit of digging myself just to figure out, okay, how deep does this go? How are these different issues, like what are they like exactly? What are they looking like? How are other women impacting them? And so I grabbed a couple of videos for you guys that I think are really going to do a good job of basically summing up what he just shared. So let me pull up the first one for you.
Before she goes into the video, though, I do want to say yes, I fully agree. I myself, like I said, I've been going through some things. And one thing that I can say is that I feel that I'm not appreciated a lot of the times. I do not feel like I'm appreciated a lot of times, which is what brought me on to YouTube. because I was seeing things and hearing things on YouTube, and it kind of reminded me of situations and scenarios I too have been through, right? Where I did not feel, I felt like it was very one-sided in a lot of areas. Like, for instance, I'll give you a quick example. I can say, you know, my neck hurts. I could say, damn, my neck really hurts. And my lady be like, huh? What? But she can say, oh my God, my feet hurt. And I'll say, come here, baby, put your feet up here. You know what I'm saying? I cater. I've always done that. And that's just a little example, you know, but I'm gonna give you a better example. I went to the barbershop, and this was right after Father's Day, right? So, you know, Mother's Day is before Father's Day. So this is right after Father's Day, and the barbers and then the men in the shop were complaining, you know, and it was like, yo, bro, what'd you get, you know, for Father's Day? And one of the barbers was like, yo, I literally got a tie. And he said, bro, I don't even wear no tie. He said, but I got a fucking tie. And so when he said that, all the other men chimed in, even the men that was waiting to get cut. They was like, yo, and they started talking about the one thing they got. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I got some little tool or something like that. I don't know. But the bottom line is that they weren't happy. So then they was like, you know, my wife, he said, I give my wife, one of the barbers was like, I give my wife money. I bought her, he said, bro, I gave her a brand new damn bag. I think it was like not Gucci, but a Coach or something like that bag. And he said, and I put like 1,500 in it. Then I took her out to dinner, you know, and the other dude was like, yeah. So what they were saying was they give women multiple gifts. And not only that, they put their heart and soul into it. You understand me? And they're saying they don't get the same back in return. So yes, I do agree. I fully agree. Even when it comes down to, I might need to lean on somebody and talk to, right? Sometimes that's not even, I can't even get that. Why? Because she and every woman that I've mostly been with always got an issue where they rely and depend on me because of my strength. But what happens when I feel like, you know, I might need somebody to lean on? So yes, I do fully agree.
Gonna put it on my page. I'm just confused on why some of these feminine women think that everything masculine, because she was speaking to studs, she wasn't even speaking to men. Why feminine women think that everything masculine is just born on this earth to take care of them. Like they don't have to do nothing but be pretty, and we gonna take them on trips. We gonna take care of everything they have to do, take care of their bills and all that, and that's what defines being masculine. Hold on, bitch. That ain't even how the world works. That's called a sugar daddy. And if we talking about studs or sugar daddy, whatever you want to call it. But if you just talking about somebody you dating, that's not a necessity. If we take you on a trip, that's called a gift. If we take care of anything, it's called a gift. And you better be able to gift the same, because it ain't no one-way street of gifting, but it's not a necessity. And that's what be fucking up the dating world, because a lot of you women don't want a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a companion or a partner. You want a sugar daddy. Like you don't want a partner.
Yep.
You don't want to just chill. You don't want to just exist with somebody. You want them to take care of you. Like it's given very much bum. But you know what? Go off.
So y'all heard it straight from the horse's mouth. I saw this video actually go viral maybe a couple of months back on Twitter. What's going on, Eugene? Good to see you here. Good to see the regulars. Guys, on the way, please sure to hit the like button. Also, if you like the show, if you like what we're about, show some love on the Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat. As always, I will be sure to acknowledge our Super Chat.
Before I lose my thought, let me just say, because she's talking about other stuff and I'm gonna end up losing my thought. All right, so we just heard that. That was real. It was funny, but it was also real, right? At least it's real in my world. Because matter of fact, I reacted when I was reacting to the whole situation, you know, about the Grams and Lily and all that situation, right? And when they first got back together, one of the things that I was talking about was, why is it that women have to feel like we have to buy them back? You understand? Especially if you was my lady and we was in a long-term relationship, why isn't it good enough that we just enjoy each other's company? So when I was reacting to that whole story, I mentioned that, right? And so now you hear it again. See, that's to me how, you know, see, everybody has a different love language. My love language is, I really want to know that you into me. See, buying me shit don't mean shit to me. Maybe to you, but that don't mean nothing to me, because I can go out here and buy you something and my heart is not with you. doesn't mean that I would lay my life down for you. You understand me? But if I give you my time and my energy, my conversation, my time, okay, that means that I'm truly, truly, truly into you, right? And then, of course, if I'm giving you my time, then everything else gonna come with that. Because if I'm giving you my time, that means what? I'm really into you, right? Yeah, but it's funny how a lot of women equate masculinity, meaning that I pay for everything. Well, masculinity means a lot of things. And I think a lot of the problem is that you do have a lot of women who grew up that did not see what true masculinity is, whether it's a female coming from a man or a woman, okay? They didn't see what that balance is. So they don't know that you give too, maybe not in the same way, but you give too. You give emotionally. When I'm going through something in the world that already is at odds with me, just being a Black woman and then being a dominant, masculine presenting Black woman, the world is already against me. The odds are already against me. So when I come home into my domain, into my castle, right, I need my lady to be my lady. You understand me? I need her to be my lady, which is loving me unconditionally. Even if I came and I said, yo, I lost my job, I don't need her spazzing and snapping. I need us to sit down and we figure it out together. And that's an example. You know, that's just an example. I need her to care about me in the same manner that I do her. Show me the same level of care that I show you. You understand me? Just come to me sometimes and tell me I want to take you out. You feel me? It doesn't mean, like he said, we ain't no fucking ATM.
So if you have any specific questions or things that you want answered, be sure to show some love. But yeah, like I said, straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, literally.
And I want to say something too. Just because, let me tell you something, just because you give woman money, if you do decide to be the ATM and you give her money, doesn't mean you're going to keep her and hold her. Because I've seen women be with a motherfucker that got money and then go cheat and be with the next one that don't got shit. So that doesn't mean anything. That's like when I was reacting to that whole Grams and Lily situation. I'm older. I've been through it. So that's when Grams was like, no, I'm not going to buy her. Like when they was kicking, referring to when they was kicking and she's like, no, I'm not going to buy her. And I'm just using them as an example because everybody knows me from, you know, reacting to that storyline, right? I agree, because as an older individual, being in that position, don't set yourself up. If it's not good enough that the woman that you are dealing with enjoys you and your time and just you and the essence of you, then she ain't for you. I've been there.
Y'all tell me in the comment section, are her complaints any different than some of the complaints that we hear from men today? Y'all tell me in the comment section. But what I heard, you know, what I heard her say again was these women basically being entitled. Literally, I think her video was called, what is it? Masculine doesn't mean ATM. That's literally the way that she called this whole thing. Masculinity does not mean ATM. And so again, it's this idea that men have been complaining about, like they're being treated like just pocketbooks. They are being treated as if they are just a disposable income, right? Or as if they are just walking banks, and the humanity of them is not really being taken into consideration. On top of that, there is this expectation that men have to perform in this particular way, and that they owe women particular things to the point where even if a man does take you on a trip, or a man does go out of his way to do something kind or maybe give you something, that you're not even grateful for it. Mm-hmm. It's as if you feel like you're entitled to it. Mm-hmm. And so again, y'all tell me the difference between any of the complaints that she just shared and the complaints that you've heard among men, whether it be in the manosphere, YouTube, whatever. Y'all tell me if there's a difference.
It becomes like an expectation. And that's something that I realized, like, for instance, dating a woman with children, right? So if I was just dating a woman that had no kids, when we go out together, I just pay for 2 meals. But if I date a woman and she got 1 or 2 kids, That's an extra. Instead of me paying $40, now I'm going to pay 60 or 80 or 100. You understand? Meaning that I gotta love you if I'm doing this. I gotta love you because I'm loving your kids. You understand? And I'm helping you take care of your kids. But what I found is that it becomes like an expectation. It's expected of you to do it. You know, it's just like when my ex and I, one of my previous ex and I, we broke up, and we were broken up, and she would go through some things financially, and she would hit me up. Now, I'm knowing that she's seeing somebody else. So I asked her, I said, what the fuck? Like, what makes you think that it's even okay for you to hit me up? And she was like, well, I'm just so used to you being there. Right. Because she had got used to me being there. So it became an expectation for me to take care of her. Why is that? Instead of showing gratitude, and it's not like, and like for me, if I date a woman, they got kids, and every time we go out, I don't expect you to always say thank you, thank you, thank you, especially like if we live together, right? No. But sometimes, yes, my own children say thank you. Yes. If not the kids, you say the mother, thank you. Show something. Show me. Even if it's not thank you with your mouth, show me thank you with something. Show me. Show me. Because I'm showing you my love. I'm taking care of you. I'm looking the fuck out. I'm making sure that everybody is housed, everybody is fed, lights is on. You understand me? Show me some gratitude. It's not no fucking expectation, yo. Because at the end of the day, your kids is not my kids. They got a baby daddy. They got a father, not a baby daddy. What I mean is you got a baby daddy, they got a father. You know? Now, my situation is different because I am the father, pretty much, in my kid's life, you know. So I don't deal with none of that other bullshit. You understand? But hey, and half the time the reason why I'm there for her and her children is because the father is not in the picture, or their kid's father is not in the picture, or he's in the picture, but he ain't got shit. Like, for me, one of the reasons why my ex's children were able to keep a relationship with their father is because I would pay for the kids to go back and forth on Amtrak. You understand? Which ain't cheap. I didn't have an issue with their father. I wasn't intimidated by their father. You understand? My thing was I wanted them to know, because their father did love them. He just didn't. He was broke as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But he did love them, right? And I wanted them to have a relationship with their dad. I was not intimidated by that. So I made sure that they went back and forth. So I made sure I kept that relationship going. But where the fuck was my gratitude? Where was her appreciation? We're not together now. And that honestly was one of the reasons why I never fucking felt appreciated. Not only did I make sure that the kids kept a relationship with their dad, sitting there back and forth, I also made sure her mother had groceries in the house and shit like that. You understand? When times got hard. I also made sure there was gas for her mother, not just her. I'm talking about her other family members. You understand? Where the fuck was my appreciation? The way that I was loving her, shouldn't have been no fucking beef. But what I have learned, though, a lot of the times women act out like this because, number one, they don't love themselves, or they haven't been loved, or they haven't fucking seen love. They ain't seen it with their own mothers and their own relationships. They ain't seen it.
Want to hear in the comment section. But again, this goes very much back to what Dr. Tizon Johnson had said that he was finding in his research as a person who studies masculinity, especially Black male masculinity, and has all the data behind it. It was interesting that in his studies, he was finding this dynamic. He was finding that even women who are now putting themselves in more masculine positions are getting the same treatment, or starting to get the same treatment that men are. What is this saying about how society perceives masculinity? So, okay. Says, man, we living in the Trilands. Okay. So, but I still have more for you guys. I'm not done yet. I got some more receipts.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue.
not a lady, that's okay. You can go ahead and go to the comments because I know you probably curious too. So, ladies, why is it that when we go out to eat and we get done eating, like you done eating, I know I'm done eating, and the server come and be like, is there anything I could do for you guys? You be like, yeah, I want a doggy bag, because you actually didn't finish your food, but I'm done eating, so I don't need the doggy bag. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, we can get a doggy bag for her. Why is it that during that time when she come back with the doggy bag in this little paper that she put on the thing, the little paper, she put a little paper on the table, and then that paper says how much our meal was and shit. Why is it that afterwards y'all don't even put y'all food in the doggy bag expeditiously? Why is it that soon as that paper hit the table, that phone hits y'all hands and y'all be in that phone? Is it that y'all in y'all bank account unfreezing y'all debit card or transferring the money to the debit card so that you can pay for this meal? Or what is it that y'all be looking at that comes to that phone soon as that paper hits that table? You know what? Because I'm going to pay for it anyway. But it's just like, I really am curious to know what the fuck be in that phone as soon as that paper touched the table.
Facts.
So again, I ask you, tell me the difference between what she just shared, the complaints that she just shared, okay? And let me see. And the complaints that men have, been saying over the last years, whatever, decades, however you want to put it. Please tell me the difference.
And I know she's telling the truth. I know she's telling the truth because first of all, I got homeboys. And I got cousins and I got a son. So I know she's telling the truth. See, as a masculine presenting woman, I got friends who are men and I have friends that are women. So I get to hear it from both sides, and I'm a woman, right? But I also identify more with the masculine energy, you know what I'm saying? So men talk to me, right? So I get to hear the truth. They're tired. Men tired. And then usually them same women that them men tired of, they try to crawl all over our way, right? And then bring all that bullshit our way. You know what I'm saying? And think we gonna put up with it because we got a fucking vagina. You know what I'm saying? No, right? But yeah, men complain about it. Trust me. They want to feel like they are appreciated. And 9 times out of 10, that's why they cheat. It has nothing to do with they don't think they woman look good or look bad, because 9 times out of 10, they cheat with a bitch, with a female who's not even as bad as they wife or lady. But it's how that female makes them feel. Now, I don't condone cheating. I'm not, because I feel like if you're not getting what you need, then you might as well leave the fucking relationship, right? Or try to work on it. And if it don't work, leave, okay? But what I'm saying is the reason behind it. So yes, she's telling the truth.
You can find the difference. In the first video, the woman was basically saying, look, y'all treating us like walking ATMs. Y'all treating us like we don't have any value. Like we're just here to just provide for you all the time, and you're not.
And that also goes too when you first meet somebody. What is the first question? This is really common in the heterosexual community, right? What's the first question they ask? What do you do for a living? What do you do for work? Now, I'm not saying get with a bum, and I'm not saying have high expectations, but what I'm saying is the conversation always leads with money. Money. That's why you got them YouTubers blowing up with them doing the gold digger videos, right? Because women see money. That's why you got ugly dudes out here with beautiful women, because they rich. They got money, right? And money equals status in their minds. And not only in their mind, in the world.
Not even grateful for it. Like, we take you on a trip, you're not grateful. We buy you stuff, you're not grateful. We do this stuff, like, what's going on? Then you have this video where it's like, we taking you out on a date, or you're going out on a date and you're engaging, and then all of a sudden when the check comes, you want to be all flighty. You want to be all, you're so connected to this phone, you're completely disengaging from the scenario when the check comes.
And that too leads me into the aggressive femme. Now, you do got some women that don't mind paying, they'll pay too. But what kills me is the women that 1 minute profess to like try to compete with me. You know what I'm saying? And we not the same. I know I'm a woman, but the way that I think is different. The way that I handle things is different, but I know we're the same, and that's why it works. Right? We're not the same. That's what I meant to say, but that's why it works, because there's a balance. But it kills me when you got a woman who will tell you, I'm just as G'd up as you, da 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 da, saying, and they try to act so as if they don't need you. But as soon as it comes to money, suddenly, or paying for the bill of any sort, then suddenly they're damsel in distress, and now they ultra feminine. Now they want you to treat them. I'm the girly girl in the relationship. You supposed to pay it. Oh, now you the girly girl in the motherfucking relationship. But I thought you was just acting like you was daddy the other fucking day. But now you the girly girl. See, it's like some women pick and choose. And shit get convoluted, this motherfucker. But let me get back to it.
Y'all tell me if there's a difference. Again, this goes back to what Dr. Tizon Johnson was saying. It's like masculinity, really what I'm taking from this is masculinity is so, whether it's disliked, disrespected, all of the above, that even women who start to put themselves in more masculine roles start to get masculine treatment. And masculine treatment is not a flex. Okay, masculine treatment or being treated like a real masculine person means you're gonna get all kinds of disrespect, whether it is forward or whether it is in your face, or it may be, you know, more subtle.
Preach.
But that's the crazy thing about it. I'm like, as I'm looking through these different videos and I'm doing this research, I'm just like, what is this showing about the way not only society perceives masculinity, but the way women have been bred, the way women have been raised to engage with masculinity, as if there's no respect for it. Shout out to you to marriage, politics, and sports. Okay, so the rise of bull YS is on the rise. Some men will become completely indifferent to Black women. Yeah. I think we're already starting to see that. This is partially why I'm here too, because you get in the black YouTube digital marketing space, especially in certain niches. It's like y'all can have, it can be like as if there is no good Black person out there. There's no good Black woman. There's no good Black man. Like it can be very depressing. And I don't think that that's really balanced, because there are people out there who are actually living good lives. There are people out there who are raising.
I'm going to say, I don't know who this is. It says the rise of Bull W's, women's is on the rise. I don't know if he's talking about us, and Bull, was that supposed to be Bull Dagger? I don't know. But I do want to say she is a straight woman. She's not even within the community. So it was very interesting to me that she's even touching on this. But the reason she is because it's interesting to her to hear that we deal with the same things that men complain about. Now we are complaining about them. The same shit. The exact same thing.
Families who are raising Black families who love one another.
And it goes back, and that's also what I was going to say, how you was raised. Right? How you was raised. The way that you've been brought up. For instance, I'm gonna give you a quick example. All right, so my ex's daughter came in the house from school one day, and she said her best friend was in a fight with a boy. Okay, and she was upset because she was like, her best friend got suspended. And so my girlfriend immediately interjected and was like, why would she get suspended? And a boy hit her, right? So I said, well, wait a minute, let's hear the story. And so I asked her, I said, well, who hit who first? And she said, my friend. I said, the girl? She was like, yeah. She said she was talking to the boy. She was like, well, she was calling him names and she was talking to him, and then she hit him. And so I guess the little boy got tired of the name calling and getting hit, and hit her back. Except when the boy hit her back, he knocked her the fuck out. Right? You know what I'm saying? But she didn't understand why the little girl got suspended as well. Well, it's because she was fighting. But here's the thing my ex was saying immediately, before I even really interjected even more, she was like, oh, no, she shouldn't have got suspended because he's a boy and boys don't hit girls. Meanwhile, her son was sitting right there listening to the whole story. Now, I'm thinking, what? See, this is the thing that be killing me. Most women that have this messed up morphed mentality have sons. They have sons. And if their sons was treated this way, or if their sons was used as a money bag, they'd be the first one to say, y'all, you better drop her ass, right? Most women would tell their sons, don't put up with the same shit that they try to put us through and men through is the same shit that they tell their sons, don't deal with, don't tolerate. It makes no fucking sense. However, your son is being observant and they're watching. So if there's no father in the household, when he heard this, I'm talking about my ex's son, when he heard her say this, in his mind, he's thinking, oh, I guess I just let women hit me. I don't tell my son that. I don't tell my son to hit women. But at the same time, you ain't gonna have nobody beat you the fuck up. Women are murderers too. They killers too. What you mean? I ain't no joke. I'm a woman. What you mean? You just gonna let me hit the fuck on you because I'm a woman? No. Let's get back to it. So the mentality, it goes back to how you were raised. However, just because you was raised one way does not mean that you can't change the cycle for the next generation.
And so I think it's sometimes the social media online can get so toxic because the things that are usually the most toxic and the things that are the most destructive are what gets eyeballs. And that can start to create what you just said here, this environment of just like, it's not even worth engaging because it's so bad. And so, you know, I'm here and I'm trying to engage with women like me because it's like that also exists, but there's also an other side. And I think if the other side isn't heard, it can really make people be depressed, and it can almost act as if like there's no issues. And then it can start to really breed self-hatred. It's like, you know, I have a daughter or I have friends who have young kids coming of age. It's like, it's not fair for them to be branded based upon the bad results of woman my age or woman older. It's not fair for a young little, you know, Black girl to be assumed to be fearful or a thought because her mama or some woman, you know what I mean, going online, twerking it up. Like, that's not fair. So I take this stuff seriously. I take this stuff personal. It's like, it needs to be clear that not everybody's out there doing that. And not everybody out there is like that. And unfortunately, the good stuff don't always get traction. But that's why too, like, if this resonates with you, if you want to be pushed back against that stuff, then we also have to support content creators and support people out there who are really trying to be about it and who are trying to do better. Because otherwise, the mainstream media, the mainstream stuff has always been about making Black folks the brunt of everybody's joke. It's always been like that if you really understand the history of things. And so it's going to continue unless there is a collective effort or there is a desire to do different or to create different. So that's a side rant. Anyways, y'all, if you're here, hit that like button. As always, show support to the show. Cash App, Venmo, Chez, Charde. We are over here talking about studs going their own way. Our studs going their own way. And so right now, I did a little market research. We're just going over some videos. I think I got one more for y'all, and then we will get into it. Okay.
Straight women. These girls don't love you, you know. These girls do not love you. These straight girls that entertain you, these straight girls that give you attention, they see you as a boy. They see you as a man. Them girls don't love you, you know. Them girls don't love you. A lot of stars be wondering, oh, why don't girls like take us out on dates? Like, why do they be forgetting that we have periods? Like, all this, all that. But straight women, they see you as men. A stud will come on TikTok talking about their period, and all you'll see in the comments is, I forgot you guys were women. I forgot you guys had periods. A stud will come on TikTok pregnant. All hell breaks loose in the comments. I'm confused. Interesting. These are all coming from women. Straight women who are forgetting that studs are women too.
Yeah.
Well, we know I can relate to that shit, right? We know I can relate. Everybody was like, oh, got AIDS. But you said, I didn't say a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so masculine presenting, and this is truly who I am, it's like, there's no way she could have kids. Well, yes, there's a fucking way. Well, Allah, salam. Yeah, you know, we go through the fucking most. Like I said, when I was reacting to my own situation, women that claim to be straight Women that claim to be bisexual could just slide on over and they're accepting and we love them as we should. Okay? As we should. You should accept and love every fucking body. No matter what their journey's been through, no matter what the fuck they got going on, man, if it ain't you and it don't fucking affect you, what the fuck is the problem? That's what I don't be understanding.
Okay. I almost want to play that one more time because there was a thing that she said that stood out to me. Let me see if I can find it. Let me play that one more time.
Guys, 2023, can all my studs be free from straight women? These girls don't love you, you know. These girls do not love you. These straight girls that entertain you, these straight girls that give you attention, they see you as a boy. They see you as a man.
There you have it. There you have it. She literally said, okay, these women, they see you as men.
Even if in my situation, even if you don't say, like I never said, I see myself as a man. Even if you don't say you don't see yourself as a man, even if you say you for women's rights and you for studs being treated equally and loved and appreciated and valued, even if you say all those things, if you come off too masculine, I guess like me, you're still labeled, oh, she's trying to be a man, even though it never came out of my fucking mouth. They'll still say it. Oh, right. Oh, I just went through that. I've been going through that.
And then she goes on to talk about because these women perceive you as men, therefore they don't respect you. That's essentially, that's the whole thing I got out of that comment was like, is like to be perceived as a man or to be treated as a man is to be consistent.
That's how I felt. It's like, oh, because I have children, it's like, oh, now we're not going to respect you. I know that they were saying, oh, no, we only came at you because of the comments that you made about somebody else. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because I see it, like she said, like the other stud just said, or the masculine presenting female, she just said, that even when a stud is pregnant, you see it. You see it all on Facebook and TikTok. People be making, oh my God, right? So no, that's bullshit. That was just a lead-in to come at me. That's all the fuck that was. That was just a lead-in. You understand? But if I didn't have kids, it would have been something else. So, hey, it is what the fuck it is.
Consistently disrespected. That's essentially what I got just looking through the different experience that those women have had with other women.
Yeah, it's a tag.
And she also said something interesting in that video. She was like, you know, you have straight women around here who are acting as if, or they were basically pretending as if they're gay or pretending as if they are in that community, and they're really doing it as a way to just try to get attention, to maybe try to get some form of masculine attention that they think they can't get from a real man or whatever, like, but it's not genuine. But again, the complaints that I'm hearing from these women across the board who are dating other women is like, to be perceived masculine is to be disrespected. And what is that about?
And we deal with that all the time. If you a stud or masculine presenting woman, especially if you've been in the game a long time, you know, and I'm sure you've dealt with a woman that's not gay at all. A lot of us have. They're not gay at all. That whole I'm gay for you, that's where that whole terminology comes from. But it's funny to me because I told one of my exes what I said, what you mean you not gay? You bisexual? She's like, no, I'm straight. I just love you. I was like, you know, it's funny to me because men don't say this shit. Like, you don't hear straight men say, well, I'm going to go over here and date Johnny for a little bit and get me some dick. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear usually bisexual men, but a man that claims to be straight, you ain't never going to hear him say no shit like that. Oh, I'm going to go over here and get me some dick tonight. What the fuck? You don't even hear a lesbian who's a real lesbian, even if she was with men before. Doesn't take away her being a lesbian. Once she's living this life, she lives this life to her truth. Okay, cool. But you don't hear a lesbian talk about men sexually. You don't hear a lesbian saying, I want a man in the room sexually, right? All right? I'm being fucking real. I'm being fucking real. You don't, do you? So that whole thing when women they kill me talking about, oh, I'm straight. Listen, if you let me fuck you and you let me hit, you gay or you bi in a motherfucker. Fuck out of here.
So, but yeah, I got more. Now, shout out to you. I see another. I saw another super chat come through. It says, okay, inner city bees are a complete different class of suburban bees. There is not enough convo about class. I could not agree more. I could not agree more. Class plays a huge component. I want to say it was the Monahan report that was it that it was. I don't know if it was a Monahan report. I think it was, but if it wasn't, it was some other report. But basically, it was looking at yes, how class impacted and actually created certain kinds of behaviors. And I think what it was looking at that time is when I think when the Irish came over, you know, originally they weren't considered white. And so they were getting a lot of discrimination. There was a lot of different things that were happening to them. And under those conditions, they were essentially, under those, you know, harsh economic conditions, it was producing the same behavior that you would see or expect to see in the Black community. And so basically what you're saying, yes, class does make a huge difference. Having economic opportunity or the lack thereof, it doesn't just impact like where you live. It literally impacts your way of life, the choices you have down to your behavior. So, but that is a whole nother conversation. I try to get into that in some previous videos, and I do plan on doing some more stuff on that. So stay tuned. Thank you for the support, guys. Again, if you're on here, hit that like button, show support to the show if you like what it's about. And I do have, believe it or not, I got some more receipts for you. So, okay.
So before she goes into this, because I have seen this, I'm not going to show her whole video. And the reason why I'm not is because right after she shows what she's about to show, then she goes on like a little break, and then she talks more about masculinity, but masculinity pertaining to a heterosexual relationship, right? And so I'm not even going to get onto that. If you guys want to check out her video, please do. And plus the video is what, 1 hour and 17 minutes. So no, we're going to bring it down. She's talking about the studs in this segment, so that's what I'm going to focus on.
So let me see. So I came across, like I said, that's just some social media conversations. But I came across this article that was posted by Teen Vogue that, again, emulates this point, right? This point that Dr. Tizon Johnson had made in a previous discussion that we had on, again, how masculinity is perceived in the society. So I'm going to see if I can bring this up, and then we're going to get right into it, because I think, to me, this just really brings the point home. Now, the interesting thing about, I don't know what this is about. Can you stop? Why are you asking? Okay. The interesting thing about this is it definitely takes a more feminist POV or point of view, but I think there's a lot that we can learn from this. Okay, so it says misogyny in lesbian dating exist. Okay, so this was created, I think, back in 2019, a couple of years ago, but I think it's obviously still very, very, very relevant today. So, okay, so let's get into it. So it says, let's see if you know this one. Two lesbians spot each other. They silently contemplate whether it would be feminist to make the first move. Needless to say, it can be difficult to navigate the world of queer women. Oftentimes, queer female dating is viewed as easier than heterosexual relationships. Okay, so let me just start there. And that is very much a thing. I don't hear it all the time being talked about, but there are legitimately women out there who they will decide to try a same-sex relationship because they just don't know how to get along with men. And that's usually not going to end up well, because, again, wherever you go, there you are. Okay. And so if you have your own.
That just makes me think about something real quick that I saw on Facebook. Somebody is posting a lot of pictures of FTM, women, that transition from being a woman to male, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing. But what concerns me are the comments. So when I read the comments, I see a lot of straight women, because they say, oh, I'm straight, but I want one. Oh, I'm straight, I want to try one, right? And I'm thinking, And so, you know, my big mouth self, you know what I'm saying? I say, well, to the straight female, yeah, this person, he's male, okay, from an outward appearance, but you are straight. So what happens when it's time to have sex and he does not have a penis? What happens then? It just amazes me how people will want to change their whole, what's the word that I'm looking for? It just amazes me how people, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, dive into shit, get into something, like try something just based off of looks alone, right? And it's funny how people think about doing something without, that's what I'm going to say, without thinking about the entire outcome of it. Like, I look at the bigger picture. So it's just like with, I have a lot of trans friends, okay? But I don't date trans women. Why? Because I'm a lesbian and I don't even like penetration. So that ain't gonna work. And I like pussy. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a vagina. You understand me? So that's not gonna work. Like, I can see a trans woman, I think, oh, she's very beautiful outwardly. But see, the way that I'm set up, I don't get caught up in that. The aesthetics of things, right? It's just like a car. A car could look pretty, but the engine might be fucking trash. Don't buy a Jeep. But I could look at, you know, her and say she's pretty, but no, she doesn't have the parts that I desire. So when all of this comes off, she may have these, which I love, and a fat ass, which I love. She ain't got that P. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got the P. It's the problem. It's more than the P. She ain't got the P. Now the P, that's without having the P, it's a fucking problem. You understand me? So it just amazes me. And even how women that say, oh, I'm straight and I want to try a stud, and you don't even eat pussy. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to go down. You're a pillow princess, right? You're not really gay. You're not really gay. And I'm gonna be honest with you, most women that I'm with are pillow princesses. They are. Yeah, they are. I don't know why, what the fuck that is about, but I might have to switch some shit up. You know, but let's get back to it.
Personal problems. If you have relationship issues, period, it's not going to just disappear because you decide to switch genders or switch sexualities or switch orientation. It's not going anywhere because you at that point are the problem. Right. So you need to like deal with that. And already this is something that she is alluding to, but let me get back into it.
I feel like kissing her right now. She said some golden words. What the fuck did she just say? She said, you are the problem. Basically, if you going between all these different people, relationships, all these different genders and shit, it's got to be you. Dead ass.
Okay.
Wait, hold up. You're going through this and it's not working with everybody. Then it has to be you. It's got to be. It's time to look within self.
Wait, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Sorry, guys. Okay. So it says, I used to balk at the complaints of my heterosexual friends' relationships, and I once even held the idea that dating or hooking up with women would be simple. Since then, I have come to know that these ideas are just unfair stereotypes. In truth, lesbian relationships, like any others, can be really, really hard. Also, I've alluded to this in previous videos that when you actually look at the rates of domestic violence, especially as it pertains to same-sex relationships between women and women, let's just say it can get a little bit spicy there. So let me continue. It can get real spicy. Okay. I was not just looking for women to Netflix and chill with. When I started to swipe habitually on dating apps, I was nearly drowning myself in the wonderful, cozy queer dating pool of the greater Boston area. Her, Tinder, Bumble, JSwipe, and OkCupid became my BFFs. On my reaction to a match ensued a Pavlovian response of less than salvation. It was always short-lived. This was due to a sinister reason that I didn't expect to encounter while trying to date other women. Misogyny. I realized very quickly how misogynistic and heteronormative ideas impact the way we queer women interact with one another. Now, what's so interesting about this whole thing, and you're going to see it later, you're going to see it as we break it down into the we continue to read. I want you to notice how she's causing it misogyny for being treated like a man. Already I'm thinking, wouldn't that be misandry if you're putting on a masculine role? But anyways, I just want you to pay attention to the way she frames this. Okay, where'd you go? Oops. Okay, so it talks about heteronormative, misogynistic idea, yada yada. So basically, she's saying, look, when two women get together, then it's like they have to figure out what role they play. This is, as a prominent author and Cornell professor, Kate Mann describes, misogyny is the law enforcement branch of patriarchy. Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that, but I mean, this is sort of a feminist vantage point. This meaning it punishes women who do not fit into its mold and rewards those who do. In essence, misogynistic ideals train and sculpt women into perfect prototypes. This is relevant to the lesbian community since although many of us do not date men, we are still exposed to gender-based societal conditioning. Many of us, such as myself, were raised with misogynistic notions like men chase women, men set the pace sound familiar. While others have explored how butch lesbians can emulate behaviors of misogynistic men, it's actually women as a whole who have internalized misogyny and respond accordingly to lesbian relationships. So basically she's saying, look, women here are the ones who hold on to some of these very unhealthy and I guess non-progressive roles, gender roles views when it comes to women. I still personally, based upon all the different things that I've read up to this point, think it's more misandry than misogyny, because the different complaints we saw from the 3 videos that I shared with you.
I don't know the difference. Misandry, I can't even say the damn word. But let's keep it going.
Previously, were women complaining about being treated like men. And literally, even one of the TikTokers was just like, these women don't love you. They think that you are a man. They are treating you like a man. That don't sound like misogyny to me. That sounds like misandry. That sounds like they don't like masculinity. There are perceptions about masculinity that are quite destructive.
That's right.
But I continue. It says, while others have explored, okay, no, it says, okay. Since many of my profile photos included more masculine clothing, I discovered I was expected to take the lead in conversations, hookups, and plans. Again, since many of my profile photos included more masculine clothing, I discovered I was expected to take the lead in conversation, hookups, and plans. So again, women who are now putting themselves in these more masculine roles are being treated like men. And it ain't so pretty.
And you hear what she's saying when she keeps saying that. Apparently, men are complaining about this because this video is a comparison to say that we, as dominant and masculine presenting women studs, are treated like men. So everything that is being said is something that men also have an issue with. I bet a lot of women didn't even realize that men don't like doing half this shit. Or they want you to sometimes take the reins. I'll say, for instance, okay, bet going out to eat. Where are we going to eat? It's always up to me for some fucking reason. I don't know what that is about. Unless, you know, she been thinking about something like she's, you know, got her mind on something and she wants. But if we just trying to figure out what we want, it's always on me to make the plans and to, you know, and to do this. And I don't even, it's like, I feel like I need an assistant. I'm not the type of person that likes to make reservations and things like that. You know, let me tell you, I'm the payee, okay? I'm the type of person, like, if you plan something, let me know how much it is and I'll pay for it. But as far as the planning and all of that, that's not my lane. And I don't think women really understand that when a man, I'll use a man, for example, when they plan something, they are really, truly stepping out of their comfort zone. That man really loves you. That's why when I say to, and me too, because I'm not a planner. That's why when I would say to my lady, like, listen, you need to go off of actions because the things that I'm doing for you is showing you that I love you. Okay? That's what I said to my ex. The things that I'm doing for you is showing you that I love you. Why? Because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. This ain't, I don't do this. but yet I got to do this. Now, one thing about here that I was reading, she was saying that, you know, society has it to where, you know, men are expected to chase. Well, I don't think men have an issue with that, to be honest with you, because it's in their nature, right? Most men are predators and they chase prey, right? That's most, but that's not all. But with me, I like to be more of the person that, you know, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna chase you. Now, don't make me chase forever. But see, here's the thing, though. I got to know when I'm chasing you that you want to be chased, that you feeling me. Okay. So it goes off. But I don't like being pursued. It turns me off. It does. It's something about it. You know, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me get at you. Just let me know when I'm getting at you that you feeling me. That's all I ask.
Ain't so pretty. Okay. And I'm sure there's dudes in here who are kind of LOLing because they're like, finally, you kind of understand what we're talking about. Finally, somebody gets it.
Let me chase you, but I need to say this though. But sometimes make the damn plans. Make the plans. Make the plans. Stop needing me going off from even what are we gonna eat tonight, baby? What do you want for dinner? But what do you want? I want to go with you. Like, oh my fucking goodness. Look, I got enough shit I gotta fucking deal with.
But it's real out there.
Not saying.
Okay. So it says, it was a struggle to express my preferences and detach the traditional masculine gender role from my style of dress. It seemed that in the minds of my dates, there was no question that I would assume this more dominant role, and I resented it. So basically, you know, she was presenting herself as a male, or she was presenting herself as a masculine, and then she was being treated as someone who was masculine, and she didn't like it. It was a little bit too hard. It was a little bit, you know, it was hard to deal with. Yeah. So let's think about it.
So for me, you know, I love the energy that I get when a woman does, you know, when she does look at me as her protector. I'll say that. I dig it. I love it. But I like I said, I understand what, you know, what she's saying too. It's like, you know, I love that a woman looks at me that way. I love that a woman feels that, you know, I'm her protector. I'm her savior. But at the same time, I need to look at her and feel that I am with someone that I can be secure with as well. For me, in order for me to do all of these things that a lot of women require, like you hear the females talk about, oh, such and such flew me out. I'm not that flew out type Nick. I'm not flying you out. I don't even know you. The fuck? No. You know what I'm saying? We have to build something. Then I'll fly your ass out, but I'm not no simp. You're not gonna simp me out now. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to beg for pussy. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to buy pussy. I want genuine pussy. Mutual pussy. You know what I mean? And then you get everything you want in the world, baby. I ain't lying to you because I spoil like a motherfucker. And that's half of my problem because I got to blame myself too. I spoil a lot. Everybody's not going to spoil like me. All I'm saying is, though, show some appreciation. Don't get used to the spoiling where now it becomes a what? What do we talk about? Expectation. Don't do that.
Continue. Okay. It says, I felt this judgment. Wait. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it seemed that in the minds of the dates, there was no question that I would assume this more dominant role, and I resented it. I felt this kind of judgment that was likely the result of heteronormative socialization deprived me of the ability to define myself. Women are expected to wait for a man to make the first move, and in my relationship, I was the closest thing. At the same time, I lacked the confidence or the assurance that I was allowed to feel this way. I had no idea how to advocate for myself in this context. While I had taken to the streets to advocate for gun safety and climate action, my relationship rights seemed like an afterthought. It seemed easier to lobby Congress than communicate with my partner. Yeah. So again, she's saying she just don't like being treated like a man, and she's frustrated about it, and it's kind of confusing. But this is the reality. This is how she's perceived. Okay. Okay, so why is it so hard for me to believe a woman could be hurtful too? After all, the entire point of feminism is to treat every gender equally.
Yeah, she said that. Let me be perfectly honest. The reality is that not every woman is a queen. Sometimes a woman will leave you on read or bail on a date. But as a queer woman, we need to hold each other accountable. Facts, facts, facts. That shit is funny as hell.
We already know that feminism is not about treating every gender equally. I mean, I think we already know that that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. We know that it espouses to be about treating people equally, but the way it is actually
reach,
the way it's actually used in society, the way men and women are treated in society, the way laws are even applied is quite different. It is quite different. So no, while it has the veneer of being about equality, in reality, my opinion, it's very much about female supremacy. I've mentioned this.
And it so is. It really is. It really is. It's just like, okay, so I was in a situation where me and my ex got into it, okay? And the neighbors called the police because she was being so fucking loud. So the police come. Well, they automatically think I did something. Why? Because of my appearance and my demeanor and my height and my size. No, not knowing, yo, she's in there trying to smack the fuck out of me. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what I'm going through, but it didn't matter. Based off of their perception that I am the masculine presenting one in this relationship, it must be me. I must have done something. Even recently, when I talked about, me going through what I went through with my ex and the whole situation when she bleached my clothes, I said it before, people thought I did something. And it was like, what the fuck? People were even saying I was coming on YouTube and making up shit just to get sympathy to get back with my lady, not knowing that she was trying to get back with me. So do you see how people's minds are conditioned? It's hard to uncondition your mind when you've been from yay big told that if you are the masculine or you are the man, okay, you just get hit and walk away. Right? And in women, if you are the more feminine one, then you can smack somebody without any repercussions. You can just hit somebody. I gave you an example earlier, right? When I told you that my ex's daughter came in and said her best friend got suspended, even though her best friend, who's the girl, initiated the fight, even though she was the one that was doing all the name calling and all the hitting. And when the little boy got tired, he knocked her ass the fuck out. But still with that, it still wasn't her fault. I don't fucking believe it. Let's get back.
It's in a previous video of mine. Also, something else that is in my opinion, but previously there was the mention of heteronormative, I guess, roles, right? Or roles. It goes back to the idea of nature versus nurture, right? Where the idea is like, oh, well, we are socialized to be masculine or feminine, but outside of that socialization, people will just kind of fluidly go in and out of whatever. I talked to Mr. Obsidian about this, I think on our live a couple of days ago, where he was talking about how women are naturally hypergamous, right? And how women, when they make past a certain amount of money than a man that they're in a relationship with, the results of that relationship usually decline. There's usually, there's more issues with cheating, there's more issues with domestic violence, there's more issues just really all across the board. Once a woman makes significantly more than a man she's in a relationship with, about 30%. And it kind of goes back to this hypergamous nature that are in women. And there's biological reasons for this, right? Like if a woman knows that if she gets pregnant, she's essentially in a very fragile state for a couple of months. Like over the decades or centuries, women are socialized to know, whether it's subconsciously or not, that like, hey, I have to be very selective about who I mate with. It's like a survival skill. So I don't think these things is just, oh, this is just the way I was socialized. It's like, no, women know that they internally have to mate with the best, partner out there possible so that they survive. That's like things that the female species who are humans, like they know that it's ingrained in us. So that's why there's some of this heteronormative stuff to me. I don't really think it's so much socialization as much as it is just biology. And
what is that about? Let's go back to when she was talking about when women make more money, they tend to be the relationship goes sour. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? It's just like when I was reacting to the other situation and you had one person that didn't work and then you had another person, okay, and I'm talking about my previous reactions. You had one person that didn't work and you had one person that worked 2 jobs. And the person that didn't work was allowed to build their brand, okay? Now when it's time for this person who's been working 2 jobs and busting their ass to build their brand, building their brand is going to take time. So now this person over here has to hold it down for a moment. This person been holding it down, but now they're going to take the reins off, give you the crown and let you hold it down for a minute. While I ain't even gonna say you're gonna sell, we got mutual crowns. You got a crown, I got a crown, okay? You understand? But you're gonna hold the reins for a minute with these reindeer. You're gonna hold it. I'm gonna work on I said reindeer because I'm thinking about Christmas. I am. I'm in Christmas mode. But I'm gonna build on my situation, on my brand. And that might take time for me to build myself up now. I got us straight. I got us the crib. We good. Okay. I got you to a place where you're now able to build, you've been able to build your account. You got money in the bank. So we good. So now let me focus on me. But focusing on me means that it's going to take a minute for my money to come in. It's going to take a minute, which means that I need you to be just as understanding with me as I was just as understanding and loving and caring with you when you didn't have no money. But what happens is I find out that this person over here, because this person over here is used to this person over here taking care of this person, even though they got the money and the means, they don't like the fact that they got to hold it down. Now, because they holding it down, they don't forgot about all the years, okay, and the sacrifices made for them to even be in the position that they are, that this person made to put them in the position that they in. So now they looking at them and now they down in them and now they ain't shit because they making the damn money. It's just like when a lot of women go get a BBL done. You could have been with somebody that loved you. You had a flat ass and every motherfucking thing, right? And that nigga was still hitting it, still giving it to you. Flat ass and all, no titties at all. Loving the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you cook some good goddamn rice and beans. And you got good pussy. And love your ass. But as soon as you go get a goddamn BBL, then suddenly you the baddest bitch. Fuck that this nigga was with you when you didn't look like shit. Oh yeah, I keep it real. But now you the baddest. So now you walk around the house and you talking shit because now you got attention. So now what comes with attention? Options, right? And when a woman got options, that's a motherfucker. No, my God, that's something else because they talk more shit than a little bit. I'm a woman, I know. You know what I'm saying? Talk more shit than a little bit, right? So this is what happens. So I've heard this time and time again. I've seen it on my lady used to watch that what is that? It's not marriage therapy show or whatever. I don't know the name of it, but it was funny because you hear that a lot. That one person, when the woman or whomever wasn't making more money, once they start making more money, suddenly the relationship falls apart. Masculine energy is just not a role or a game that we play. It truly is us. A man, it is them. And for me, I relate to that energy, meaning that I'm a leader and I do like to take charge. So if you are truly a person that is a leader and take charge and you are used to taking care of your family and now you are in a vulnerable state, the last thing you need is somebody fucking talking shit to you and trying to emasculate you. You know what I'm saying? Because that really gets to your ego, especially if you're not a bum. You know, you're not a bum. Right now, you're just going through a little hardship. Your business is just taking off. It's going to take time. Most businesses take 3 years to really make lucrative money. But the last thing you need is a woman who's not being supportive, who's like I said, emasculating you, talking shit to you, telling you sheep daddy and every fucking thing else. I done heard it before. I have. And I'm not one to, my wasn't about money though. That has not been my issue. It was not about money. You know what I'm saying? But I have gone through it. You understand me? I have. That is why when I do make reactions about other people and that are younger than me, I would talk about it because I've gone through a lot of experiences. If I see some foul shit, I'm like, no, cut that off. No, don't do it. And I'll speak about it. But yeah, it's interesting to me how the dynamics in a relationship will change once the more feminine energy starts making the money. And it changes by falling the fuck apart. It just falls apart. Why is that? And I think she's gonna end this whole segment pretty soon, because like I said, I'm not gonna react to the whole thing because she starts talking about, you know, masculinity and how it affects a heterosexual relationship. But let's see what else she got to say real quick.
How people have survived over the years. Let's continue. Guys, also, if you're on here, hit that like button. Show support to the show. Find me on Cash App or Venmo, say Charde. If you like what's going on here, and if you like this channel in general, if you like what we're doing, be sure to support your favorite content creators. That's the way that you make sure that the message that you like is being heard. Okay, let's go back. We are almost done. Wait, where'd you go? Sorry, guys, bear with me. Okay, so let's get back into it.
Oh yeah.
So let me be perfectly honest. The reality is that not every woman is a queen. Okay. Sometimes a woman will leave you on, read or bail on a date. But as queer women, we need to hold each other accountable.
That's right.
Rather than taking that bold step, though, I deleted all my dating apps and retreated to the safety of my friends who supported me through it all. If I could go back, I would be honest. I would tell these women that I really wanted. Being rejected is far better than playing a part in catering to internalized misogyny. Misogyny has trained women to care less about their own needs and cater to others, and that certainly manifested itself in my lesbian relationships, but it is only through conversation like these, awareness and education, that we can enact change.
Right there, what she said, misogyny has trained women to care less about their own needs. And she's talking about masculine presenting women, their own needs, and cater to others. And that certainly manifested itself in my relationship, my lesbian relationship. I too have been through it. And when I reacted to Easy and Natalie relationship, I did a reaction to them and their podcast. That's exactly what Easy was saying. She was like, I stopped catering. I was always catering to your needs. I've done it. I have literally apologized for something that I knew I did not need to apologize for. Right? Literally. Just for peace. Just to bring peace in the house. That's something she wouldn't do. So I noticed that we do go through this. And I said the exact same thing I'm saying now when I reacted to Easy and Natalie. Why do we do that? It's just like when I was reacting to Grams. She didn't come out initially and start telling everything that happened like her ex did, because I believe she was trying to save her ex's feelings in a way, and she still cared about it, right, and loved her. So we always tend to seem to cater to the women that we love more than they cater to us. My birthday is tomorrow, right? My birthday's tomorrow. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when it's everybody else's birthday, I go all out. I'm thinking about it way in advance. Last year for my birthday, I didn't do shit. You know how many birthday parties I had in my own house, but never had one for myself, had one for other people? You know how many people come to my home and want to have fucking parties, but I never, ever, nobody's ever thrown me one? Isn't that some shit? Goes back to the whole barbershop thing I was talking about, where the men were complaining, talking about the gifts they got for Father's Day versus what they give to their woman. They go all out. You even see it on Facebook and shit. She'll have it all laid out on the bed, all her money, perfumes, purse, every fucking thing, right? You see it. You see the love. Now, I'm not saying you do have some women that do go out of their way for their man. I'm not saying that, or they stud or their significant other. I'm not saying that. But the majority of men, okay, are not being appreciated. The majority of studs and masculine presenting women are not being appreciated. It's just a few of us are not afraid to say it, and I'm one of them. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak up. I'm a leader. I wish that we had more dominant presenting masculine women that would talk real, you understand? Would talk more about the things that we deal with and we go through, instead of always in agreement with the more feminine energy and what they going through. You understand? Because we have a different experience. My experience as a lesbian is a totally different experience than a feminine woman as a lesbian. Like I said, when I walk into any room or any place, they automatically know I'm gay, that without a fucking question. A feminine presenting woman, you gotta figure it out. You don't know, right? So I really wish that we would have even older, okay, older lesbian couples even do reactions. Older lesbian couples make vlogs. I would love it. I really would. I want to get some more creativity out here, but I'm getting off subject. Okay, I'm getting off subject. But I just wanted to and I'll talk about that stuff later. But I just wanted to point this out that yeah, we do give up a lot of ourselves and cater, constantly cater. I would sit up on the phone until 3 o'clock in the morning. I've done it with my ex. We wasn't even together because she's depressed and she's going through stuff, right? She had COVID, called me. I'm sitting on the phone. We're not even together. But because I was still so used to catering to her, sacrificing my sleep to cater to her because I cared, right? Even with my current ex, same shit. I'm always catering. You call me, you need me. But why is that? Like I said, what the fuck anybody doing for my goddamn birthday? Huh?
Our community isn't perfect, but I could not see myself belonging anywhere else. So guys, a very, very, very short article. Okay. Wait, did you guys hear anything I just said? I just realized I was like not in the stream. Did you guys hear a thing I said? Or was I reading to myself in the back? Y'all let me know in the comment section, because I just realized like I removed myself from my stream. So that's probably not a good idea. Because I'm like, do I need to remove the last part? Just y'all let me know down in the comment section. But anyways, so we looked at the different TikTok videos of just different lesbians complaining that they're being treated like men, and that sucks. We had one of the videos literally who said like, hey, these women are seeing you like men. They're not seeing you as you know, a female. They're not seeing you as an equal. They are seeing you like men, aka they're seeing you like trash. Okay, aka like they are treating you like trash, because men, as we know, are generally treated like trash. So this is the perception of what women are feeling in their experience, and then a woman comes on and writes this article, and it's entitled "Misogyny in Lesbian Dating." And the reason she says it's misogyny is because she's saying she's being treated like a man, and that's misogyny. It's misogyny to be treated like a man because she's wearing masculine clothes and she's presenting as more masculine. My take on that is no, sis. Actually, that's misandry. To me, it's misandry, because the common thread in all of this is masculinity. The common thread in all of this is to be a male, or to even present as a male, means you are going to get some bad negative treatment. That's right. And so this is the kind of stuff, to me, that it's like, it's just a reminder. And it also causes me to ask the question, Like, why is masculinity perceived as so negative to the point to where even women who claim to be women, who identify as women, all of that, women who are taking on more masculine roles are still getting treated negatively. Why is I guess masculinity seen as a threat? Why is masculinity perceived as so negative to the point to where this is the experience that they're even having? And so this is why I thought this whole topic to me was just crazy, because it to me is a reminder of how masculinity in the society, certainly in the West, is perceived. This is probably not the experience over everywhere, obviously. And then to my original question, are studs going their own way? Based upon the research that I have found, I cannot say that I have found an equivalent movement of, MGTOW to SIGTOW. I have not seen an equivalent movement. I have yet to see a group of women go and say they are completely disengaging, or that some of them may even go grab the passports, largely because in other countries this lifestyle isn't accepted. But we are seeing women complain. When I, even in the video that I shared with you earlier from Dr. T. Johnson, I had different women in there who were just like, yeah, I identify as a stud, or I identify as butch or whatever, and I don't even date anymore. Or like, I'm not engaged, or I 100% agree with this, that women out here are really hard to deal with. So I've had personally people leave comments, the video on YouTube, even on TikTok. But really the major theme here is masculinity being seen as like a threat. Masculinity being perceived as something negative. Masculinity being something that is so detested that even when women step into those more masculine roles, they get disrespected. What is that about?
What is that about? And I'm gonna leave it there, because she starts going, this is when I say she starts talking about something else. And that was kind of her closing on this, right? So what is that about? What is that about? What is that about? It's even like when you are a masculine presenting woman, you hear all the time, well, you need to be more feminine. You need to be more feminine. You need, you know what I'm saying? And then even when people found out that I once dressed feminine, then it was like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe it. So you can't fucking win for losing. But you can't be something that you're not. So we hear that a lot. A lot of us do hear you need to tap into your feminine energy. And I do think that's why you have more masculine presenting women saying, okay, I am going to try to tap more into my feminine energy, because they're getting bashed so much. Oh, you just one of us. Oh, you think you not. Oh, you got a vagina too. We know this. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. That was Chez, Charde. I really enjoyed that video that she made. It was interesting to me. It was more interesting because she is straight, right? She's not even within the community. So it was just compelling to me that she was even interested, right, in this. But yeah, that's where we at. So I do appreciate y'all tapping in with me tonight. I want you to marinate it. Let me know how you feel. Drop it down in the comments. Give me your opinion. I want to know. This is a very interesting conversation. I would love to have on my podcast that I'm still planning on doing. I would love to bring on, all types of people from the community. Masculine presenting women, studs, femmes, trans, across the board. That's what I'm aiming for. So stay tuned for that. I do appreciate y'all. I do miss y'all. Thank you so much for everybody who has wished my son a happy birthday. I truly appreciate it. My birthday is tomorrow. So yeah, I don't plan on doing too much, not until this weekend. This weekend we turn it up. Right? We'll see. Right? We'll see what happens. But yeah, we plan on turning up. So I love y'all and I miss you. Thank you for tapping in. And on that note, I'm out. One.